In today's lecture, we will learn about direction cosines and direction ratios of a vector or a line from from the point of from the point of finding angle between them, from the point of finding angle between two vectors or two lines. So in today's lecture, what we are going to learn, see, I have already taught you what are direction cosines of a vector or a line and what are direction ratios of a vector or a line. So that I have already covered in earlier topics, and then after that I solved few problems. I solved few problems for you. But in today's lecture, we will see direction cosines and direction ratios from the point of view of finding angle between two vectors, or angle between two lines. Now, what does that mean? It means that suppose we are given, if we are given DRS, that is direction ratios of two vectors or two lines, then we can find angle between those two vectors or lines, Same will be the case if you are given DCS. Here I wrote DRS. If you are given DCS, so the next statement could be, if we are given DCS, direction cosines of two lines or two vectors, then also we can find angle between those two vectors or lines. So today our discussion will be from this point of view. So let us begin. Suppose I have two vectors. Here. This is, say, A bar, and the other vector I have is B bar. So here I have two vectors, A bar and B bar. This is vector B bar and this is vector A bar. So I write here, consider two non-zero vectors A bar and B bar with DCS as L1 M1 N1 and L2 M2 N2 respectively. What does that mean? It means that vector A bar has DCS, these three numbers, and vector B bar has DCS as these three numbers. DCS of A bar are L1, M1, N1. DCS of B bar are L2, M2, N2. Now students, if you remember, we have already written points for important pointers for DCS, and in that we wrote that when I know DCS of a vector, then I can write a unit vector in the direction of that vector. Okay, so if you remember, we had done this particular part in detail, and there what I had taught you, a very important pointer you should all remember. when we know when we know DCS of a vector or a line, then we can write, or we can find a unit vector in the direction of that vector or line. Okay, now keeping this in mind, now what I know here, I know that I know that DCS of A bar is L1, M1, N1. So I know DCS of A bar. So I'll be able to write a unit vector. I'll be able to write a unit vector in the direction of A bar. I'll be able to write a unit vector in the direction of A bar. So consider this to be a unit vector in the direction of A bar. And I write this as A cap. What I write? I write this as A cap. And what is A cap? A cap is, as you all know, it will be L1 I cap plus M1 J cap plus N1 K cap. Okay, this will be A bar. This is this will be A cap. This is unit vector in the direction of A bar. Similarly, since I know B bar, since I know the DCS of B bar, which are L2, M2, N2, I'll be able to write I'll be able to write a unit vector in the direction of B bar. And suppose that is B cap. Okay, I write a unit vector in the direction of B bar. How is your B bar? See, this is B bar. This is B bar. So in the direction of B bar, I'll be able to write a unit vector. Okay, I'll be able to write a unit vector in the direction of B bar. So you have A bar, and then in the direction of A bar, you have a unit vector. B bar, and in the direction of B bar, you have a unit vector. These two vectors, both the vectors have magnitude 1 unit. They have magnitude equals to 1 unit. And this vector, which is parallel to B bar and has magnitude 1 unit, it is B cap. And what is B cap? It is L2 I cap plus M2 J cap plus N2 K cap. This is what it is. Okay. So here I write A bar and B. I will write A cap and B cap. So A cap is L1 I cap plus M1 J cap plus N1 K cap, and B cap is L2 I cap plus M2 J cap plus N2 K cap. This is what I have. Okay. Now what happens next is, I was interested in the angle between A bar and B bar. I was interested in this angle theta. Now remember students, this angle theta will be same as this angle theta. The angle will be same. Why? Because A cap and B cap are parallel to A bar and B bar. So if I could find angle between A cap and B cap, be assured that I have found the angle between A bar and B bar. So I go for finding angle between A cap and B cap. See, for that, what I do, I will write here a cap dot b cap. Okay, I write here a cap dot b cap is equal to mod a cap mod b cap cos of theta. Okay, this is the formula for dot product of two vectors, mod a cap mod b cap cos of theta. So what do I get? So I will get here, therefore cos theta is a cap dot b cap upon mod a cap mod b cap. Okay. Now, as you know that a cap and b cap both being unit vectors, they are unit vectors, their magnitude will be equal to 1. What will their magnitude be? Their magnitude will be equal to 1. Okay, so here the next step I will get, therefore cos theta equals to a cap dot b cap upon 1 into 1, that is cos theta equals to a cap dot b cap. Now you know what are a cap and b cap. A cap and b cap are already found. This is a cap here and b cap here. So what will be dot product of a cap and b cap? It will only be the sum of products of corresponding coefficients of I cap, j cap and k cap. That is, a cap dot b cap will be L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. So here you have cos theta equals to L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. This is the formula for angle between two vectors if you know their DCS. This is the formula for angle between two vectors or two lines if you know their DCS. Okay, so so one more thing, that if you want this angle to be acute angle, then you will put modulus here. Okay, so here I write the modulus sign indicates, the modulus sign on right hand side on RHS indicates that theta is acute angle. Theta is acute angle. If you put a modulus sign, then you will get theta acute angle. And if you are not putting modulus sign, then nothing to be worried. Then if you get positive, it is, if you are getting positive, then it is acute angle. And if you are getting cos theta negative, then it is obtuse angle. So you can write it both the ways. I just showed you the condition in case if it is required for some formula. So this is important formula. It is an important formula. So here you have written two vectors a bar and b bar with this, and one more thing I will add here, with respectively with theta as angle between them. Theta as angle between them. So if you have two vectors having DCS L1 L2 L1 M1 N1 and L2 M2 N2, then the angle theta between them can be found with the help of this formula, L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Okay, now in this I just told you that after calculating this, if you are getting the value positive, it means theta is acute angle. And suppose you are getting the value negative, what does that mean? It will mean that two vectors are like this, they are like this. See, the angle between them is more than 90-degree, obtuse angle. I hope you got this. Now here I will go for one important condition. So let me write a note here. If A bar is perpendicular to B bar, if A bar is perpendicular to B bar, then what will happen? Then theta equals to 90-degree. That means cos of theta will be cos of 90-degree. That will be equal to 0, and above formula will become, what it will become? It will become, here you will write 0, remember. So you will get L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 equals to 0. When does this happen? When does this happen? This happens if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Two vectors or two lines, when they are perpendicular to each other, then you will get L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 equals to 0. Okay, you can all copy this. Okay, so having done this, we will take our discussion ahead. See, you saw in this discussion that when you know the DCS of vectors like A bar and B bar, you could find the angle between those two vectors. And for that, what did you do? You found the angle between their unit vectors. You found the angle between their corresponding unit vectors. Like this is A cap and B cap. You found the angle between them, which was same as angle between A bar and B bar. Now here I would like to ask you a question. Let's see, you have B bar and A bar. Let me once again take these two vectors, A bar and B bar. So here I have, let me have once again unit vectors B cap and A cap. So see, this is B cap, a unit vector which is in the direction of B bar. Okay. And I have another unit vector A cap which is in the direction of A bar. These are two unit vectors. They have same magnitude 1, but they have same magnitude which is equal to 1. Now here I ask you a question that when you have B cap and A cap, if you want to change, or if you want to get, change would not be the proper word. If I ask you a question that how would I be able to get B bar from B cap, or how would I be able to get A bar from A cap? Now see, you know, here you have A cap. This is vector A cap, this one. Okay. So if I ask you, get me vector A bar, which is this vector. If my question to you is, get me A bar from A cap, what would your answer be? See, the answer will be, we will have to multiply some number to A cap in order it becomes A bar. A cap modulus is 1. Mod of A cap is 1 and its direction is same as A bar. So if you want to get A bar using A cap, the only thing you will have to do is you will have to multiply a number, a positive number, you will have to multiply so that it becomes equal to A bar. Now what happens is when you multiply a number here, see, if you multiply a number, then right now it is A cap, say I multiply 2, so it will become 2A cap. If I multiply 3, it will become 3A cap, 4A cap, 5 a cap, 6 a cap, 7 a cap, 8 a cap, and this becomes vector equal to a bar. Okay, this becomes equal to a bar. So when will this a cap become a bar? If you are multiplying a number here, when you are multiplying a number here. Okay, so suppose that number is 8, as I just got it. Suppose that number is 8. I multiply 8 to a cap and I get a bar. So in that case, see what would it become? In that case, it would be a bar is equal to 8 a cap. Okay, here just for the sake of understanding, I'm taking it as 8, but you remember this could be any number. It could be even 9 or 7 or 3.5, whatever. So what a bar will be? A bar will be a 8 into a cap, that is 8 into L1 I cap plus M1 J cap plus N1 K cap, that is 8 L1 I cap plus 8 M1 J cap plus 8 N1 K cap. This is what I will get. Okay, and this is nothing but a bar. This is vector a bar that you got. This is vector a bar that you got. Likewise, if I ask you to get B bar from B cap, what would the idea be? The idea would be, in order to get B bar, you will have to multiply a number to B cap. So see, this is right now B cap, multiply 2. So 2B cap, 3B cap, 4B cap, 5B cap, 6B cap, and say 6B cap is your B bar. 6B cap is say your B bar. So I understand if I'm multiplying 6 to B cap, so say it is 6 B bar equals to B bar is 6 times B cap. So that is 6 times L2 I cap plus M2 J cap plus N2 K cap. That is B bar is equal to 6 L2 I cap plus 6 M2 J cap plus 6 N2 K cap. Okay, this is vector B bar which I got. Okay, if you are thinking that why is sir teaching us all this, so wait for few minutes and the idea will be very clear. Now, students, look at L1, M1, N1. Look at these three vectors, L1, M1, N1. What are they? They are DCS of A bar. They are DCS of A bar. Now I multiply some number to them. I multiply some number to these three. So which number I multiply? I multiply 8 to all of them. So 8 L1, 8 M1, and 8 N1. 8 N1. Okay. So here I made a mistake. I wrote here 2. It is not 2, it is 1. So I have L1, M1, N1 are the DCS of A bar. 8 L1, 8 M1, and 8 N1. These three numbers are for sure, they are not the DCS. Okay, remember, these three numbers are not DCS. What these three numbers are? These three numbers are some numbers which are proportional to these three numbers. 8 L1, 8 M1, 8 N1, they are proportional to these three numbers. So what these numbers become? What are these three numbers? They are DRS. They are DRS of A bar. I repeat the whole thing again. L1, M1, N1 are the DCS of A bar, when I multiply same number, to these three DCS, I get three numbers, and these three numbers are proportional to these three DCS, and hence what they become? They become DRS. They become DRS. Now, why are they proportional? If you are thinking, it will be very simple for you to check why they are proportional. Just do one thing: divide L1 upon 8L1, M1 upon 8M1, and N1 upon 8N1. So this cancels, here this cancels, and here this cancels. What do you get? You get them all equal. You get 1 upon 8, 1 upon 8, 1 upon 8. So you can always say that these three numbers are proportional. They are proportional. And whenever you have three numbers which are proportional to DCS, those three numbers become the DRS. So 8L1, 8M1, 8N1, these three numbers are DRS of A bar. They are DRS of A bar. Okay. And here, see what you did. You have written A bar as 8L1 I cap, 8M1 J cap, and 8N1 K cap. So I taught you this, the whole discussion here I took in order to tell you that if you have DRS of a vector or a line, then you can always get that vector or a parallel vector using the DRS. Like here, 8L1, 8M1, 8N1. These three numbers, which three numbers? These three numbers here, 8L1, 8M1, 8N1, what they are? They are the DRS of A bar. So you could write A bar using them. You could write A bar using them. Remember, if you know the DRS of a vector, you can write that vector. And if you know the DCS of a vector, you can write a unit vector parallel to that vector. So these two are very important concepts. Okay, these two are very important concepts. Similarly, we can do this for B bar. If I ask you what are L2, M2, N2, if I ask you what are L2, M2, and N2, you will say they are the DCS of B bar. You will say they are DCS of B bar. Okay, now let me multiply some number to these three. So I multiply 6L2, 6M2, and 6N2. Now when you get these three numbers, these three numbers are proportional to earlier three numbers. They are proportional to earlier three numbers. So what these three numbers become? They become the DRS. What they become, my dear students? They become the DRS. They are DRS. These three numbers are DRS of B bar. And just have a look at B bar. B bar, you have written 6L2 I cap, 6M2 J cap, and 6N2 K cap. So once again, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you know DRS of a vector, you can write that vector. You can write that vector. And if you know DCS of a vector, then you can write a vector parallel to that vector. You can write a vector parallel to that vector. Okay. So we will make a note of this particular concept. So here I will make a note of this point. When I know when we know DRS of a vector, then we can write that vector using its DRS. For example, if A1, B1, C1 are DRS of A bar, then A bar equals to A1 I cap plus B1 J cap plus C1 K cap. Please write this also, come on. So now I'm going to take the new point, and for this point, see, in place of DCS, I will now be writing DRS. So I shall now be writing DRS. So here I write, consider two non-zero vectors A bar and B bar. A bar and B bar with DRS, not DCS. I'll take DRS. With DRS as A1, B1, C1, A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2 respectively, with theta as acute angle between them. Okay. Now, as I told you, if you know the DRS of a vector, you can directly write that vector. So see here. Therefore, A bar equals to A1 I cap plus B1 J cap plus C1 K cap, and B bar is A2 I cap plus B2 J cap plus C2 K cap. Okay. What I will do now, once I got the vectors, I will write their dot product. So here, A bar dot B bar, as we all know, it is mod A bar mod B bar cos theta. So I will get cos theta as A bar dot B bar divided by mod A bar mod B bar. Okay. Now this mod A bar mod B bar, you know, mod A bar will be, it will be square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, because A bar is this. So mod A bar will be this one, and mod B bar will be A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square, and the numerator, which is A bar dot B bar, what will that be? See students, A bar dot B bar, A bar dot B bar, what will it be? It will be A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2, right? Yes, sir. So we will have here A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2. This is cos theta. Cos theta. So you got the formula for cos of angle between the two vectors when you know the DRS of those two vectors or those two lines. So if you compare this with the formula which you obtained for DCS, you will notice that the change that you have here, if you remember, cos theta when you knew the DCS was L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2. Okay, and here you have A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2. Now here in the denominator, you did not have the square roots. You know the reason why? Because Those were unit vectors. So the magnitude was 1. Here the magnitude was 1, and this also the magnitude was 1. So you did not write the denominator when you are using cos theta formula. You are using cos theta formula with DCS. But here, since A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 are DRS, this will not be equal to 1. That is why you see their presence in the denominator. I hope this is clear. So please write the formula. Please write this formula also. Let us write a note here. Note is, if A bar is perpendicular to B bar, if A bar is perpendicular to B bar, then theta is 90 degree and cos theta will be 0. Okay, in that case, the above formula becomes, what it will become, my dear students. See, here you will write 0. So when you write 0 here, you will get 0 equals to A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 divided by square root and square root, right? Inside the square root, what you have, that you already know, A1 square plus A2 square plus A1 square plus, A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square, A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. Now what? Now you multiply this here. So when you cross multiply, this will become 0. So finally what you get? You get A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2. Remember students, this is very, very, very important. Okay. When two vectors are perpendicular, then the DRS, their DRS product taken this way along with the sum will be equal to 0. Please write it. So let's take a problem. Here, the book I'm using, this problem is from exercise 5.4 and 14th question. The question goes as follows: find the angle between two lines. So there are two lines. We have to find angle between these two lines. Say the angle is theta. I have to find the angle between them, theta, whose DCS, that is, they give us the DCS of these two lines. They give us the DCS of these two lines, whose direction cosines LMN satisfy the equations. These two equations are being satisfied. These two equations are being satisfied by the DCS of these two lines. So suppose I call this as line L1 and this as line L2. Now DCS of these two lines are given to me. Understand the question. DCS of these two lines are given to me. And what are the DCS given as? They are given by LMN. Now some of you might be thinking, students get confused here. What they say is, if there are two lines, why do they give DCS as only one set of three numbers? They should have given us two sets of three numbers. Like they should have given us the DCS as L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2, N2. This is the way they should have given us the DCS. They should have said that this is DCS of one line, this is a DCS of another line, and the students get confused. Now here I would like to explain this and make you comfortable by saying that, remember, though they are giving us LMN for the DCS of both the lines, remember this LMN for L1 will have some different values and LMN for L2 will have different values. Okay. LMN for first line will not be same as LMN of the second line. No, LMN for L1 and L2 will be different. Okay, so for example, I'm just taking some example. I'm taking, suppose LMN for L1 are A1, B1, C1. Then LMN for L2 will be P1, Q1, R1, like this. Okay, they will not be same. I hope this is clear to you. They will be two different values. But one thing is very clearly said, that this LMN for this LMN for L1, whatever number you get, for L, M, N for first line, it will satisfy this equation and this equation both. When you get L, M, N for line L1, it will satisfy these two equations. Likewise, when you will get L, M, N, which will definitely be different LMN for L2, that will also satisfy first equation and second equation. In short, the DCS of both the lines are satisfying both given equations. They are satisfying these two given equations. You will practice this problem. I'm going to give you the solution and you will practice it minimum 3 times. You will try to write the answer and learn it well, because such question, if asked in exam, it is going to be minimum for 4 marks. It will be. So I will start with writing my answer. The answer I write here, given 5L plus M plus 3N equals to 0. This is first equation. And 5Mn minus 2NL plus 6LM equals to 0. This is second equation. Now see what I do. From 1 we can write, see, I write M equals to minus 5L minus 3N. Okay, this is third. From first equation I write this, but remember this equation 3 is same as equation 1. As such, there is no change. Only what I'm doing is I'm writing 5L and 3N on right hand side. I'm writing M in terms of L and N. Now see what I write. I write here using M in 2. So this value of M which I obtained, I'll be using in equation 2. So here I have M and here I have M. So in these two places, what I will write? I will write this. Okay, so see what I get. I get here using M in 2, we get here 5N into M. What is M? Minus 5L minus 3N minus 2NL, no change, plus 6LM. So 6L and M is minus 5L minus 3N equal to 0 it is. Okay. Now I multiply inside, so I get minus 25 NL minus 25 NL minus 15N square minus 15N square minus 2NL minus 30L square minus 30L square minus 18NL minus 18 NL equals to 0, right? Okay, I don't need a diagram for this, so let me first remove this diagram. Diagram is not necessary for this question. So what do I get next, my students? So here I write therefore, see, this is minus 25 NL and here minus 2. So, and this is minus 18 minus 2 is minus 20 minus 45. So I get minus 45 NL, okay, minus 15 N square minus 30 L square is 0. I divide throughout by negative 15. So I get here 3 NL plus N square plus 2L square equals to 0. This is what I get. Okay, I divide first equation here by negative 15. So the next step I get, I write it in order. I write 2L square plus 3NL plus N square equals to 0. So I write 2L square plus this 3NL, I can write it as 2NL plus NL plus N square equals to 0. Taking 2L common, I will get L plus N, and then taking N common, I get L plus N equals to 0. Now I take L plus N common. When I take L plus N common, I will get here 2L plus N equals to 0. So therefore I get L plus N equals to 0, or I get 2L plus N equals to 0. Now this gets me L plus N 0, so I get here N equals to minus L. I get here N equals to minus N equals to minus L, or I get here N equals to minus 2L, N equals to minus 2L, okay? So this is what I got, okay? If you remember, students, I had told you, if you remember, I had categorically told you that LMN, this LMN for two lines will be two different values. So see here, for one line, what is happening? Now, for one line, this LMN are such that N is a negative of L. For one line, N is negative of L, whereas for the second line, N is negative of 2L. Okay, I hope you are following this. Very interesting question it is. Very interesting question. So here I got. Now next step, what I do is, see here. In next step, I will write, see, I'm getting N equals to negative L. So I write here, when N equals to negative L, equation 3 becomes, see, you know what I'm going to do? I will use this, the first result which I got, I will use this in 3. So see what I get. I get here M equals to minus 5L minus 3N it is. Check, this is N, but in place of N, what I'm going to write? I'm going to write minus L. So what it will become? It will become minus 5L minus 3 into minus L. So M equals to minus 5L plus 6L. So M equals to L. What I got? I got M equals to L. So remember, for one line, what is happening? What is happening here? You are getting N equals to minus L and M equals to L. This is something you are getting for one line. Okay. So I will write hence we can write for one line, see what we can write. I can write n equals to minus L. Now see here, if n is minus L, what is L? L is minus n. Okay, L is minus n. L is minus n and L is m. L is minus n and L is m and L is m. What does that mean? It means now combine these two. So L equals to m equals to minus n. L equals to m equals to minus n. Therefore, L upon 1 equals to m upon 1 equals to n upon minus 1. See, L equals to m equals to minus n can be written as L upon 1, m upon 1, and minus n I can write n upon minus 1. Now from this what you understand? Therefore, for one line, see students, I got three numbers which are proportional to LMN. See, these three numbers are proportional to LMN. So I got the DRS. Therefore, for one line, the DRS, I'm sorry, the DRS are 1, 1, minus 1. I got the DRS of one line. Similarly, I will use n equals to negative 2L and I will get the DRS of other line. I will get the DRS of other line. Now, I suggest you that for the another line, as I found the DRS of one line, you should try finding DRS of another line by pausing the video, and after you will have done, come back, I will solve it for you. Okay students, I committed a mistake here. Actually, instead of, see, I committed a mistake, I realized this. My apology for that. See, I understand, instead of taking this first, instead of taking this one first, I'm taking this case first when n is equal to minus 2L. So I'm taking n is equal to minus 2L. So here I write using n equals to minus 2L in equation 3. So it will become minus 2L, and now the things are okay. So just a small change here you should all understand, and the change is that I'm not solving for the first case, I'm not solving for this case, rather I'm solving for this case. I'm taking n equals to negative 2L in equation 3. So what it will become when I use that, it will become minus 5L minus 3 into minus 2L. So this will be now 6L. Okay. So I solved for this. You will all try for this. This one you will all try. Okay. There was a mistake I committed. Excuse me for that. Please go ahead and solve this. Okay, students, I'll do one thing. From this part onwards, I will solve everything again. Okay. Because I committed a mistake here. So let me solve this. So here, I hope you all have understood till this. So the next you get is, therefore L equals to n equals to minus L, or here you get n equals to minus 2L. N equals to minus 2L. Okay. Now what I do here is I take n equals to minus 2L. I take n equals to minus 2L. There are two cases for two different lines. I take this in 3. So I write using L equals to minus 2L in equation 3. In equation 3, we get what we will get. We will get here m equals to minus 5L minus 3 into minus 2L. So this will become M equals to minus 5L plus 6L, and that will get me M equals to L. It will get me M equals to L. So for the first line, what you got? You got N equals to minus, you got first line, you got N equals to minus, so here it is, not that, not this, I'm working on this here, okay? So I got N equals to minus 2L and M equals to L. So I write here, therefore we can write for one line, one of the line, see what you have. You have N equals to minus 2L, N equals to minus 2L, and M equals to L, right? So next step, that is N upon minus 2 equals to L. Take this negative 2 in the denominator. So L upon minus 2 equals to L and M equals to L. Now combine this and this both. So what you will get, therefore L equals to M equals to N upon minus 2. That is L upon 1 equals to M upon 1 equals to N upon minus 2. Okay. Now what you can say that these three numbers which you have in the denominator of LMN, they are proportional to LMN. So you will say therefore 1, 1, minus 2 are the DRS. They are the DRS of one of the line. Please. Okay. I have done for one of the line by taking this case. You will now take this case in equation 3 and you find the DRS of other line. And after that, we will be able to solve for the angle. Please do it now. I rectified the mistake. Okay, students, so I hope you all must have done it and got the another pair of DRS. I'm sorry, another set of 3 DRS for the other line. So what I said that we shall now be using this one in equation 3. So I write using N equals to negative L. I write here using N equals to negative L in equation 3, we get, see what we will get. We will get M equals to minus 5L, M equals to minus 5L. After that, what you have minus 3N. So you will not write N. Instead of N, you will write negative L. So it will be negative minus 3 negative L. So minus 3 negative L. So what will this become? M equals to minus 5L plus 3L. So you get M equals to minus 2L. What you get M equals to minus 2L. Okay. So now you will combine this and this both. So next step I write, that is M equals to minus 12, that is M upon minus 2 is L. And from here what you can write? You can write minus L equals to minus N equals to L. So now combining these two, finally I shall be writing therefore L equals to M upon minus 2 equals to minus N. That is L upon 1 equals to M upon negative 2 equals to N upon minus 1. So now you have these three numbers which can be termed as the numbers proportional to LMN, right? So here I write therefore Therefore, 1, -2, -1 are the DRS of other line. That is the second line, other line. Now students, you have DRS of first line and DRS of second line. Using the DRS, you can find the angle. I have already given you the formula when you have the DRS of lines. See, this is the formula for DRS of line, cos theta. So I will write therefore the angle between the two lines. I will write therefore the angle between two lines can be given by cos theta equals to a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 divided by square root of a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square and square root of a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square. That is cos theta equals to, you can check, a1, what are a1 b1 c1, a1 b1 c1, a2 b2 c2. So a1 a2, 1 into 1, you will have 1 multiplied 1 plus b1 b2, that is 1 multiplied with -2, 1 multiplied with -2 plus c1 c2, that is -2 multiplied to -1. So -2 into -1, and down here square root of, you have 1 square plus 1 square plus -2 square, a1 b1 c1, a1 square plus b1 square plus c1 square. Okay, and here you have a2 square plus b2 square plus c2 square, which is 1 square plus -2 square plus -1 square. So this will get you 1 minus 2 plus 2, and this is square root of 1 plus 1 plus 4, 6, and this is also 6. So cos theta is equal to 1 over 6. So theta is cos inverse of 1 over 6. This is the angle between two lines. Okay, the answer given behind is wrong in the textbook, so you did not worry about that. What we have done is correct. I suggest you all to solve this problem minimum 2 times, and third time you should try to write it on your own. That will make you comfortable in this solution, or else you will find it difficult. Okay, thank you.